First, never last, never reverse. It's a Thursday when I'll be dripping down the Ricky. Money stretching longer to the day. It's a right kiss. See you later. Drop it down. Venture though. I can put you on the things of choice. See me fall. Looking for the coat. Was on 4G. Chill to one. Close. But I can't keep close. Same. So, tap in. Walking. Never fast. Never reverse. It's a Thursday when I'll be dripping down the Ricky. See that money stretching longer to the dome. It's a cold play. That right there. Nigga, rip them three number. Now don't want to spend them curly on. Ain't going nowhere. Sticking out of the trying to make this shit work. Welcome from the SAT. Rockin' talking. Maybe you look count a couple. Now get it. Somebody. Gangsta on the killing game. Or your shooter with y'all shooting. All the guys you got a ball and I got 3D here. I got about 6 homes, I got 10 to 20 calls. You get to the big boy, check my nigga back. I'm thinking really hard. Give them bitches. Now problems in the pics, one is me. Y'all got all of these pictures in the pics. One is me. I can walk up on my face under it trying to keep speak. I don't be fucked up by nothing, cause I be smoking. It's cool to have like things to my niggas.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt them.
Money's on shit. Shit, let go. Mama straight shit. Right now, bliss. Now, bliss. Right now, bliss.
Who framed James? Welcome back, America. You're here to judge the evidence in a true rape case that's taking place right now as of this date, 2022, December 1st. Right now, I want to present to you a piece of evidence. This evidence displays the clear fact that Dana Heaps was in my corner, in my car, my woman, and they used that as a means to cover up the true nature of their crimes, which was to hold me illegally incarcerated in Allegheny County Jail, not extradite me, and then prosecute me for a bogus rape charge as a smokescreen to cover up for their illegal misconducts. This is a letter to the Allegheny County Attorney General's office. I'm going to read to you the contents of the letter, and I'm going to authenticate the letter by putting it close enough to the camera for you guys to see. First, we'll display the letter and the letterhead. As you can see, this letter is marked number 154, and it's to the Allegheny County Attorney General's office. Excuse me. Allegheny County Attorney General's office regarding preparation of a civil action against Warden Orlando Harper of the Allegheny County Jail, August 23rd, 2015. Good afternoon. My name is Dana R. Heaps, and I am sending you this correspondence on behalf of my fiancé, James T. Bird, number 52773, who is currently being unlawfully detained at the Allegheny County Jail. Due to a new policy put in place by Warden Orlando Harper, James T. Bird, number 52773, has no access to copies and very limited access to court and counsel. It is the policy of Warden Orlando Harper that absolutely no copies be furnished to inmates, and that 80 to 120 inmates on average be forced to share one law kiosk per unit or pod, which makes it impossible for inmates to have adequate access to court and counsel. Harper's new policy is unconstitutional, and it facilitates the necessity for attorneys, families, and associates of inmates to assist with tasks such as legal copies and official mail correspondences and court actions, both civil and or criminal. Thus, this correspondence will spawn as a result of said policy. Please be advised that a civil action is currently being prepared against Warden Orlando Harper and the Allegheny County Jail on behalf of James T. Byrd, number 52773, for claims including but not limited to unlawful incarceration, wrongful imprisonment, denial of due process of law, denial of adequate access to court and counsel, negligence, willful negligence, cruel and unusual punishment, and mental and physical anguish, wherein monetary, declaratory, and punitive damages will be sought in addition to a preliminary injunction requesting the immediate release of Mr. Byrd. This written correspondence is an official notification of a potential civil action intended to reserve my fiance's right to bring such action against a government entity, namely the Allegheny County Jail and Warden Orlando Harper, in the event that the 6-month statute of limitations expires due to conditions of Byrd's incarceration. Attached is a copy of a memorandum in support of a motion to lift detainer. I have forwarded it to you out of courtesy to apprise you of the nature of the civil complaint anticipated. I sincerely hope we can work together to rectify this situation, and I thank you for your time and consideration in this matter. Please direct any responses to the address below. God bless you. Sincerely, Dana R. Heaps, 125 South 1st Street, Duquesne, PA, 15110. Signed, Dana Heaps, and notarized by a Rosalind Zikovich, and that's spelled Zikovich. Rosalind is spelled Rosalind, and she is a notary public for the city of Duquesne, Allegheny County. Her commission expired November 22nd, 2018. As America can see, this is an authenticated document, and anybody who wants to attest the authenticity of the document, such as Dana Heaps, she's welcome to do so. Tell me that's not your signature, and tell me this notary didn't notarize this document for you, and you didn't send this certified mail to the Attorney General's office. Tell me that the United States Postal Services doesn't have a record of you sending this document to their offices through the Postal Service. Now, I'm going to explain something to America. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to direct this to most women in America. If a man who is your ex-paramour had forced you to allow him to move in your home, would your then boyfriend terrorized you, drugged you, had anal sex with you, oral sex with you, vaginal intercourse with you, and had wiped his penis and dug his fingers in your anus, pussy, mouth, would you come visit him at the jail weekly, twice a week? Would you put money on your phone? Would you be in love with him, saying that you're going to marry him, coming down to see him, claiming your son as his son, and consistently filing paperwork and attending hearings and doing everything you can to get him out of jail, even introducing him to a now Allegheny County judge who was then a public defender and private attorney, Lisa G. Middleman, to represent him for being unlawfully incarcerated in the first place? Would you be trying to get this man to come home had he gave you some medication, some other type of drug or some type of pill to drug you, knocked you out, took advantage of you, and then the next day shows you a tape of this and laughed about it, and you're going to still be with this man and support this man and help this man after all of that? But now all of a sudden later on you feel some type of way about it, so now you're going to come forward and say that this man did this to you? America, I'm not a stupid fucking idiot, and I don't think you are either. Who framed James? That's what I'm asking you, America. Judge who framed James, because this isn't about whether or not I'm guilty or innocent for the rape allegation itself. This is about who put together the rape allegation and what was their motive for putting it together, because it's clear and evident that it's fucking bogus. But you don't have to take my word for it based on just one piece of evidence. Let me pull another. This is a letter to Warden Orlando Harper at the Allegheny County Jail. It states, number 156 is what it's labeled. Just so you can see that and display it for the record. And it says to Warden Orlando Harper, the Allegheny County Jail, 952nd Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA, 15219, right here. Okay, I'm going to read the contents for you, America. Mind you, it should sound very familiar. This is regarding the unlawful detention of James T. Byrd, number 52773. The date is August 12th, 2015. Good morning. My name is Dana R. Heaps, and I am writing you in regards to the unlawful detention of my fiance, James T. Byrd, number 52773. Please be advised that Byrd is currently incarcerated at the Allegheny County Jail without legal authority, and I am formally requesting his immediate release pursuant to 42 PACS subsection 9136. On June 9th, 2015, James T. Byrd, number 52773, was arrested by the Western Pennsylvania Fugitive Task Force on behalf of the Ohio Adult Parole Authority for failure to report. Byrd was committed to your facility awaiting extradition requisition pursuant to 42 PACS subsection 9136. Byrd has no other current charges or bonds that would require him to remain incarcerated at this time. According to PA 42 subsection 9136A, a defendant can only be committed to a county jail awaiting extradition requisition for no more than 30 days upon a warrant reciting the accusation and specified in the warrant, as will enable the arrest of the accused to be made under a warrant of the governor on a requisition of the executive authority of the state having jurisdiction of the offense, unless the accused gives bail or is legally discharged. The purpose of the 30-day rule is to prevent a person from languishing in jail without judicial supervision. 42 PA subsection 9136B. Under this act, a detainer must be dismissed if extradition proceedings are not started within the required time period. Commonwealth versus Hughes, 483 PA 489. Again, please be advised that this correspondence is my official notification to you that inmate James Byrd, number 52773, is currently incarcerated in the facility in which you are the custodial authority and being held on an unlawful detainer which has expired pursuant to 42 PA subsection 9136A and all other applicable laws of this Commonwealth. I am requesting that you release Mr. Byrd forthwith to prevent any further damage for which you will be held liable in a civil action. Failure to grant my request will be construed as a blatant disregard to my fiance's constitutional rights, and I will be forced to assist Mr. Byrd with initiating a civil claim for monetary and punitive damages in the amount of $10 million, in addition to a preliminary injunction to release Byrd immediately. I do not anticipate a response from you or your designee. However, in my attempt to create a record of my correspondence to you and your staff, I am taking it upon myself to have this letter notarized and mailed to you via certified mail with confirmation requested upon its receipt in your office. This way, we have evidence of your negligent detention and disregard for the law should legal action be necessary in the near future. Thank you for your time, and you have a great day, sir. Sincerely, Dana R. Heaps, 125 South 1st Street, Duquesne, PA, 15110. Signed, Dana Heaps, and notarized by Rosalind Zikovic, the same person that notarized the first letter to the Allegheny County Attorney General's office. Now, so America can see, this is 3 pages. 3 pages. It's notarized, again, and signed by Dana Heaps. Anybody, including the notary and Dana Heaps, who want to contest whether or not this was signed and notarized by Dana Heaps in Duquesne on this date and time, Please come forward with a notary protest or come forward with testimony stating that you did not author this letter and send it in to where you sent it into. Now, again, I know you're not stupid, America, and neither am I. Who framed James? Because no rape victim is going this hard to get somebody out of an illegal incarceration. Furthermore, the illegal incarceration was the motive behind the rape charge and everything else that took place, as you can see. But don't take my word for it. We're going to go through a slew of transcripts and a slew of other evidence that proves my innocence. Because at the end of the day, I want America to judge the facts, not my rendition of a story, but my rendition of a story, all of the audio tapes from the phone calls that was made to the alleged victim and everybody else that knew about the circumstances that I was facing before the bogus rape charge, and all of the videos that I'm presenting to America now, including transcripts and letters to each entity involved, and how the illegal incarceration led to a cover-up, which led to a bogus rape charge, led to multiple prosecutions, and led to the federal government getting involved and railroading me into a trial that shouldn't even took place because it was a sham legal process and continuation of a continued unlawful act that was committed by Allegheny County. So now, who framed James is the question. Because if you were in my shoes, America, and you were framed in the manner that I was framed, if your name was defamed in the way that they did Malachi Z. York to discredit people and make them feel as though he was a bad person and he had molested all these kids and all of that, they did the same thing to me using the same tactic. Only they used my ex-fiancée. Yo! No! Only they used my communications with her and her as a way to defame me. Now, here's the thing. In a nutshell, why am I still in jail, America? Why has this evidence been swept under the rug and all of the corrupt acts that I'll expose be undone? Why are you going to stand by and not judge the factual allegations in the situation and the evidence for what it really is and not for what anybody else wants you to make it be, whether it be me or the prosecution in the case? We're dealing with facts. I just presented to you factual evidence. Can you explain why a rape victim would ever be trying to do that? But that's just one piece of evidence. I'll see you next episode. When we come back, I'll be presenting to you some transcripts and some more evidence showing that my incarceration was illegal.